Hi, it's Savannah O'Gwyn, and welcome to my studio. Several of you have asked in emails to show you some of my setups in my studio and what it looks like, and specifically how I record my videos. And I'm going to share all of that with you today through some video and pictures that I have taken. I do have to warn you, my room faces a certain way where the sun glares through all day long, and it was a little difficult to get good photos, so I apologize for that. I'm not complaining about the sun, I just wish I could have learned how to work my camera better. And I'm a little shaky because you can see Olson sitting in the middle of the room, and several times throughout the video I had to step over him. But let's get started. When you first walk in, you'll see a small shelf, and it rotates on what is on it. Right now it's got a couple of my cards that I've made recently and a couple of my magazines. I have a feeling some new product will be going on there because I'm constantly changing it out. When you look up, there are 3 iron card holders, and I clean that out every August and I replace it with cards that you've sent me or family, and some of my favorite cards that I've made that I'm going to give to Travis one day. But I really do like to decorate with some of my friends' creations. And then next to that is my desk, and it's an L-shaped wood desk, and it is actually a disaster in this photo. But if you look above my computer, there's a bracket and a wooden stick that's been binder clipped to it, and that is exactly how I record all my videos. I Velcro my iPhone up there, and that's how I shoot them. You can see my gray mat is taped off, so I know exactly where to put my hands. But nothing fancy. I wish I knew how to record like a pro, but it works for me. Now those 3 drawers are filled with acrylic blocks. The second drawer is actually packed with tons of inks. And then the last drawer has scrap paper in it. Like I said earlier, I cannot believe this is my desk. It is a huge disaster, but I didn't think about cleaning it before I started recording. Above my desk you'll see is a cork board, and it's got some of my goals on it. Some like, I want to make 1 Pinterest meal every 2 weeks. Yeah, that's not working out so well, but I have until the end of the year to complete that goal. To the right of my desk on the wall are 2 shelves that hold precious items from Travis, like notes and stuffed animals that he's given me, or my mom and dad gave me some of those. They have my first magazines that I was published in and some of my favorite projects. So, continuing down my desk is my Cricut and some more storage. Above, on top, are 2 bins. Oh, goodness. Olson has to bother me as I'm recording. I'm like, what a goose. So let's start this again. On top is my Cricut. Next to that are 2 bins, just like Jennifer McGuire. And I store all of my, or most of my clear stamps in there right now. They're in Avery L packets that I label. And I'm waiting for a couple more. And you can see down on the bottom there's a bin full of acrylic stamps, but there are also 6x6 pads and a printer and other tools. Next to that is a cabinet that my dad made me when I was in college, and it is packed with 6x6 paper pads. On top of that is my radio, and I'm always listening to music when I'm crafting. It's one of my favorite things to do. And next to that is a taller cabinet with my speakers on top, and then coming down are some 12x12 paper pads, a whole row for ribbon and my divine twine, and my ribbon carousel. Underneath that is a shelf just for bitty bags from Whisker Graphics. And then in this photo you can see there are 3 more shelves, and they are packed with more paper. And that second one is actually all Christmas and Thanksgiving. I like to organize my papers like that. Next to that you'll see a smaller shelf cabinet that my dad made me, and it's got 12x12 papers and 6x6 paper pads. On top of that is how I take my photos. It's nothing fancy, it's just 4 lights and a white poster board. Again, I wish I was a pro at taking photos, but this works for me for right now. And then next to that is another cabinet with some sewing supplies in it, and on top of that are some other knickknacks and decorations. Next to that cabinet is one of my favorite pieces. I am so not fancy. This is just a piece of wood on top of two cabinets that my grandma gave me, and the bottom pieces are from her vanity that my grandpa gave her, and it broke, so she gave me those two drawers. And it's special to me because she actually helped me learn how to sew, and so this is a special piece, even though it's not fancy. Next to that is another cabinet. It has more drawers and sewing supplies in it. And then you'll see my ironing board, and that goes into my closet, which is always open, and it is packed to the brim with tons of crafting supplies. You can see on the bottom there are lots of shelves with shelves and drawers with fabrics in it. And then as we move up, you'll see 3 separate shelves with nothing but craft supplies like glitter and buttons and gems and embellishments and thickers, and there's some bins with adhesive in it. I just have to have backups and extras of everything. So Travis says that this is like a craft store, but I actually see a ton more of space in there that I could put more things, so I might have to go buy more to make a craft store. And I even have stuff on the side of the wall to hold wrapping paper and extra jars and things like that. So next to that is one of my favorite pieces. It came from a grant. When I was teaching, I would teach the students how to quilt, and this was our cutting table, and I now use it to hold projects, and I cut my fabric on there as well. It actually folds out, but it's too big for the room, so I have to keep it down. Underneath are some more 12 by 12 papers, and then on top I hold my serger and a light and some extra stamps and things like that. On the wall are some framed fabric pieces. Those are some of my favorite fabric pieces that I've used in projects, and I like to frame them and switch them out every so often. And you can see here that there are some projects that I'm working on, and it's actually one of my Paper Smooches projects. It's a Christmas card. And then on the right hand side are 5 drawers that are again filled with sewing supplies and patterns and things like that. And then we're out of the room. So I am so thankful that you stopped by, and I couldn't end my video without showing you where Olson is. During this video, he was in the middle of the drawer, in the middle of the door. This is actually his room. He thinks the whole house is his, but in this room, he loves to lay in the middle of the room. Here's a photo of him doing that. And then he sleeps near the paper and the door, and he curls up on my rug. He just loves that rug. But we are so thankful that you stopped by, and I hope I'm not shocking you by showing you how I record and how my desks are not fancy or anything, but it was a pleasure to show you my studio, and I hope that you will stop by again. And thanks so much for watching.